Oh god, the lag is coming at here and there, like particularly at this street corner. We've really come full circle. The fog was originally there to help the render distance and stuff for the game, and now it's genuinely harming the frame rates. This isn't a memory leak, it's a memory hemorrhage. For real. I don't like that. I don't like that. Hal don't like that. Favorite quote, stay down, stay down, stay down. Look, I'm not gonna pretend I'm original or clever or creative or even funny. Alright, say goodbye to your spine. Taking a new meaning to blowing a lady's back out, you know what I'm saying? Got him. That was terrible. Yeah, that's it. I'm the ruler of the Hell in a Cell, god damn it. Something... The tussle in the... God damn it, I'm blanking. What rhymes with gazebo?
Then, everything changed when the circumcision tacked.
Silent Hill 4 is an interesting one. I know some people think it's great, other people think it's terrible, but Silent Hill 4 has one of my favorite online discourses of all time. Okay, yeah, top result. Silent Hill 4 circumcision incident. Alright, let's read this funny little article. There are a lot of things I end up writing about on ROH. New game announcements, maybe something's being made into a movie, who knows. But that list most certainly does not include circumcision, the act of surgically removing foreskin. Yet here we are. For those of you unfamiliar with Silent Hill 4, The Room, you should know all about Walter Sullivan, the homicidal maniac who was abandoned in apartment 302 and raised by the series' resident cult, the Order. What you might not remember is an excessive amount of symbolism linking Walter's disturbed outlook on life to having been circumcised as an infant. Well, visiting Walter's Silent Hill page for the last few days has taught anyone who cared to know about this possibly. One of the admins for the wiki has written out a long, rambling diatribe about just that, detailing not just a theory about how the admin believes that Walter was a victim of genital mutilation, but also goes into excruciating detail about how circumcision is actually a construct of Satanism and the Illuminati, that's me, and that doctors are puppets of this conspiracy. Not just in the game lore, mind you, but in our world. It actually gets worse from here. A long list of explanations as to why circumcision is bad have been laid out smack dab in the middle of the page, as well as a fervent defense of why it should be considered child abuse and a human rights issue. Honestly, that's all fine, I guess. Doesn't really know about the Satanism Illuminati thing, but everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. The real question is, what the hell does any of this have to do with Silent Hill? Oh, also, it gets super anti-Semitic. Hang on. When it mentions Satanism and Illuminati, that is code word for Jews did it. Satanism and Illuminati is literally code word for the Jews did it. Alright, let's read the article that was vandalized by the admin of the wiki. Judging by a visit in St. Jerome's Hospital, it is possible Walter had his genitals, penis, mutilated as a baby via circumcision, also known as male genital mutilation. There are some who theorize and compare circumcision to a dark, ancient, satanic, occult mutilation blood-flesh ritual, as well as being connected to the Illuminati, which could have led to Walter's psyche becoming influenced by the occult of the Order, and when boys become circumcised, it adds to a covenant to the dark forces on the planet and enters a pact with Satan. They also believe it is disguised as a necessary medical practice, and some doctors are satanic Illuminati puppets. Others believe that circumcision can harm the bond between mother and son, and a man's ability to love and bond with women. This dude is hella self-reporting. I just want to point that out. This guy is projecting like hell. Circumcision can have an extreme influence on the psyche and have negative effects on the development of the human psyche because a baby's brain is extremely afflictable, vulnerable, and susceptible to pain. Circumcision can scar a baby for life into adulthood and harm the healthy development of male sexuality. Circumcision can cause permanent brain damage. Hell, forget it, it's just a forgettable memory, is a lie. The body is a record, and much like how a 70-year-old can remember his memory from 67 years ago from when they were 3 years old, this is due to the brain, psychological rewriting, and neuron pathways being activated and formed. The body is a historical repository and remembers everything. Permanent psychological damage, psychological brain rewiring, mental illness. Oh yeah, I think it caused mental illness in this guy. Leading to depression and suicide, trauma and post-traumatic stress disorder, long-term aggravated response to pain. Believe it or not, that's from after the admin consented to trim it a bit. This is an edited version of the page. Originally, it also included this text. Somehow, through an insane amount of sheer ignorance, stupidity, lack of common sense, and decades of Americans being severely brainwashed, circumcision was carried out over the 20th and early 21st century in North America. It took Americans hundreds of years to realize that mutilating babies' genitals without their consent wasn't such a good idea after all. Then again, it also took Americans time to stop killing Native Americans, witch burning, discriminating non-Christians, the non-religious and non-believers, slavery, race. I want to point out, this guy is comparing circumcision to the ethnic cleansing of Native Americans and slavery. Also, yes, B, Walter Sullivan is the mass murderer. That is correct. He's saying he's a mass murderer because he was circumcised. Issues like male genital mutilation, animal holocaust, genocide in slaughterhouses, mass fluoridization of drinking water. Oh yeah, he also doesn't like fluoride in the drinking water. Trigger-happy police brutality, wage slavery, and wealth inequality would also take time. This guy's intense? Yeah! That's why I love sharing this story. It's a rabbit hole. When the other users and contributors to the Silent Hill Wiki noticed the sudden addition to Walter's page, they questioned it in the Wiki forums, where this whole episode took a turn for the, well, frankly startling and upsetting. It even turned into something of a Twitter sideshow, as both fans and even the actual developers of the games themselves took part in the shock and hilarity of all this. You can actually read the whole Storified event here. You've told this to me before, but holy shit, it shocks me every time. It's great! The fuck is this guy? It just used all the talking points to get at people's attention, didn't he? This dude never got over getting circumcised. That's what I'm getting from this. Admin Alex Shepard, and the one who edited Walter's page, came back with not just a defense of his actions, but an angry, violent attack against anyone who questioned the edits, eventually locking the page from being edited further by users other than him, deleting and editing other comments on the thread, and writing long, angry, rambling thoughts on the Illuminati, Satanism, how Americans are sheeple being controlled by blind faith in politics, and that the Silent Hill franchise as a whole is a social commentary on how screwed up America is. God damn it, Delia, I'm not reading that. That's disgusting. The worst is yet to come, however. People even started to notice this weirdness inflicting other areas of the wiki, as Shepard edited other characters to fit in with his circumcision theory, as well as a bizarre and equally unfounded little addition about things like a theory that the character Alex Shepard from Silent Hill Homecoming being a homosexual, despite the fact that Homecoming is one of the only games in the series that actually has a romantic interest character. Also, Homecoming sucks, by the way. That's like the worst Silent Hill game. Again, doesn't matter if Alex is or not, it's totally cool if he is, but there's literally nothing to substantiate this in the games. Not to mention, even less to substantiate bringing the circumcision stuff over to poor Alex's page, too. There's a popular theory in the Silent Hill fandom that Alex is secretly gay. Scroll down. I love that it doesn't include a source. The source is scroll down. The schism may be symbolizing repressed homosexuality. The schism's head is a phallic, and thus, mixed in with gynophobia theory, could be a symbol of Alex's divided feelings towards homosexuality and heterosexuality. Most men, and humans, are right-handed and masturbate with their right hand. Not true. At least not in my case. The fact that the left arm is normal and human-like and the right arm is twisted and claw-like might represent Alex's guilt for masturbating to men. This may be why the monster has a box-like genitalia. It is being punished for its homosexuality by being unable to masturbate to men with a twisted arm as punishment. There's also a possibility that the schism is a circumcision, male genital mutilation. I love that he's got to add that in every time. Metaphor. See also Walter Sullivan. And it's possible Alex was circumcised at birth, resulting in trauma. Circumcision has negative side effects and can result in the damaged and traumatized psyche. This would explain the schism's missing genitalia and the bloody still in its phallic and blade-like head. By and large, the people arguing with him weren't really against the concept that maybe circumcision is bad, but mostly that it didn't have anything to do with Silent Hill, and that maybe it's best the whole thing be relegated to a theories page. But Shepard seemed to look straight past that and demanded that the edit not only stay in its prominent spot, but also that anyone who questioned him was neither a true fan nor an intelligent human being. Sniping typos and providing pseudoscience sources for his beliefs, it soon became a raging war with his explanations began to become less and less about the terrors of genital mutilation, and more about how America, and all of religion, is everything that's wrong with the world. This, didn't go well with others in the thread, seeing as many of them are Americans, religious, and in at least one case, actually Satanists. It was starting to make a bit of sense and then went way downhill. That's how all conspiracy theories are, Ramos. They make a little bit of sense at first and then they just tumble right down. Look, I would know, I'm an expert. I love conspiracy theories. Shepard dismissed most of the backlash as being non-applicable, since most of the comments from users and other moderators were female, saying that as women, they could not possibly have enough perspective on male genital mutilation to even contribute to the discussion. That's right, women! You don't get to have an opinion. I'm not ruining the entire wiki. You're just biased due to social brainwashing. Again, a lot of you don't care because you're being brainwashed. Alessa Gillespie, Enjoy Bean, Miss Garland, Sherry Rowe, you are all female and probably don't care about boys or men having their genitals mutilated because it doesn't benefit you. It's if something you can't see, a perspective from a male who regards their genitals being mutilated at birth because of bullshit. If you had your vagina sewn shut or mutilated, and this was a female character like Claudia Wolf, for example, I'm sure you'd have different feelings. I'm so glad that it got to the females part. Oh, it always comes back to it. I feel like you need to make an entire section of the highlight vid for YouTube so you can refer to people for this insanity. Glitch, you still here? I need you to make an edit for me. Someone ping him. When one user pointed out that the argument was not only really misogynistic, but also that she had a son, he not only dismissed this as well, but made the argument personal, attacking her over whether or not she had her son circumcised. Obviously, she didn't take this extremely invasive and personal question that well, and yet he further demanded to know. Wow! Okay, that's where it gets real nuts. No, I need to know if your son is circumcised. It's important! Enjoy Being wrote, do not even try to tell me I don't care considering I have a son. And don't throw me into the hole you're just a female so you don't possibly understand. Yes, I am going there. And did you mutilate his genitals too? Simply giving birth to a male isn't enough perspective. There are many mothers who regret mutilating their boys' genitals. What the fuck, Alex? Really? Really? You've lost your fucking mind.
Did you allow him to be mutilated, yes or no?
Somehow that actually gets worse. Enjoyably was really understandably upset by this. Shepard told her to grow up. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, he desperately needs therapy. Wow, I get being upset he called you a toilet sponge, but he only spoke the truth. You seem to just want to ignore the fact that you berated me to give me private information about my son in the vain hope it would prove I don't know shit about this. You did bully me, you did attack me and harass me, and yet here you stay while others who defend me are getting the boot. This is truly vile, Alex. You're overreacting. I'm sorry if I offended you for asking you if he was circumcised, but get over it already, please. So yeah, pretty much everyone on the wiki, even some just joining the conversation, are mortified and appalled, calling for his immediate removal on the grounds that he's not only broken the wiki's terms of use, but he's also being an abusive admin. He isn't taking this too well, but another admin called for a vote with the Silent Hill wiki community to vote yay or nay on the edited content and to remove Shepard. He completely ignored it and touted his own status and level of respectability as being higher than everyone else's, and that he, nor the content, shall be removed. The other admins have contacted wiki higher-ups in the hope to either have Shepard's admin status revoked or simply banned entirely. What's clearly an admin who is in the early stages of what could have been forgiven for maybe just being a bid on a power trip, or even just having a really bad day, has now turned into several days worth of abusing his powers as an admin, and is just being a generally awful person to the other users and admins. The thread's gotten so much traction that it's even shown up in a completely unrelated news site, nymag.com of all things. The once remarkably thorough and informative wiki has become a laughingstock overnight, smashing any and all credibility of all that it ever had. It remains to be seen what will become of Alex Shepard or the Silent Hill wiki as a whole, but if you feel like helping get the Silent Hill fandom back on track, a friend is building a new wiki called the Silent Hill Fan. Well, it's only just starting, and there isn't much time yet. At least nobody will start screaming about you about the pros and cons of circumcision. And an edited image of Mabel's "Will you date me? Yes or yes" from Gravity Falls. Oh, did you mutilate your child? Wait, Mike is dead? No! What? We're fine. Nothing bad is ever happening to me, ever, in my life. Nothing bad ever happens to Hal. He's just too cool, and too brave, and smart, and handsome. Nothing bad will ever happen, because I'm just that guy. I'm just him. Just missed like 50 shots, that's cool.